The world stood still on January 26 of 2020. News spread like wildfire, carrying a weight of disbelief and sorrow. Kobe Bryant, a basketball legend, was gone. He was 41. Along with him, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna and 7 others perished in a helicopter crash. Their Sikorsky S-76B helicopter went down in the unforgiving terrain of Calabasas, California. The crash site, a hillside shrouded in fog, became a somber symbol of a life taken too soon. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the world of sports, entertainment, and beyond. Kobe wasn't just an athlete. He was an icon, a role model, a father. The loss of Gianna, a rising basketball star herself, compounded the heartbreak. The world mourned a father and daughter, their journey cut short, their potential unrealized. The helicopter, carrying its precious cargo, embarked on a seemingly routine flight. It lifted off from John Wayne Airport at 9:06 a.m. Their destination, the Mamba Sports Academy in Thousand Oaks. Gianna, a budding basketball player, was scheduled to compete in a tournament. Kobe, ever the devoted father, had chartered the helicopter for the trip. The flight path, typically a straightforward journey, took on a different complexion that day. The weather, a crucial factor in aviation, played a significant role. Fog, a silent menace, blanketed the region, reducing visibility and adding an element of risk to the flight. The weather conditions on that fateful morning were far from ideal. The fog hung low over the Los Angeles basin. The pilot's visibility was severely compromised. Reports indicated visibility as low as 1 mile in some areas. The fog, coupled with low clouds, created a challenging environment for visual flight. Pilots rely on visual cues to navigate, especially at lower altitudes. These cues, obscured by the fog, would have made for a more demanding and potentially disorienting flight. Ara Zobayan, an experienced pilot with thousands of flight hours under his belt, was at the helm. He was known for his skill and professionalism, often entrusted with the responsibility of flying Kobe and his family. Zobayan, aware of the challenging weather, initially maintained an altitude between 500 and 950 feet. He followed highways, a common practice in low visibility conditions, using them as visual guides. As the flight progressed, Zobayan made a critical decision. He requested permission to climb to 4,000 feet, seeking to ascend above the cloud layer and regain clear visibility. Air traffic control granted his request. Shortly after, the helicopter began a rapid ascent followed by a sharp left turn. It then entered a steep descent, ultimately crashing into the hillside. Unraveling the tragedy, the NTSB investigation. The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, the agency tasked with investigating aviation accidents, launched a comprehensive investigation. Their goal was to determine the probable cause of the crash and prevent similar tragedies in the future. The investigation involved meticulous analysis of the wreckage, flight data recorders, weather conditions, and pilot actions. After months of investigation, the NTSB reached a conclusion. They determined that the probable cause of the crash was the pilot's spatial disorientation. Spatial disorientation occurs when a pilot loses his or her sense of direction, altitude, or motion relative to the Earth. This can happen in low visibility conditions, particularly when visual cues are limited. The NTSB also found that the pilot's likely self-induced pressure to complete the flight for a high-profile client contributed to the crash. Dispelling the rumors. In the wake of the tragedy, rumors and speculation ran rampant. Some theories alleged sabotage, while others pointed fingers at mechanical failure. However, the NTSB's investigation found no evidence to support these claims. The helicopter, a Sikorsky S-76B, was known for its safety record. The investigation revealed no signs of mechanical malfunctions or engine failure. Toxicology reports, conducted as part of the investigation, came back negative for drugs or alcohol in the pilot's system. These findings dispelled any notions of impairment or substance abuse contributing to the crash. The investigation painted a clear picture: a tragic accident caused by a combination of factors including weather, spatial disorientation, and pressure. The unbearable impact. The impact of the crash was devastating. All 9 souls on board, including Kobe and Gianna Bryant, perished. The autopsy results, a grim testament to the crash's violence, attributed all deaths to blunt force trauma. This finding underscored the severity of the impact and the lack of survivors. The world mourned the loss of a legend and his daughter. Tributes poured in from fellow athletes, celebrities, politicians, and fans worldwide. Kobe's impact on basketball was undeniable, but his legacy extended far beyond the court. He was a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, and a devoted father. Gianna, following in her father's footsteps, was a rising star in her own right, her potential cut tragically short. Beyond the wreckage, controversy, and misinformation, the tragedy, already a global event, was further amplified by controversy and misinformation. TMZ, a celebrity news outlet, was the first to report the news, sparking outrage and criticism for breaking the news before authorities could notify the families. Adding to the turmoil, conspiracy theories began to circulate online. Some claimed the crash was a deliberate act, while others drew unfounded connections to unrelated events. These theories, often fueled by grief and speculation, lacked evidence and only served to deepen the pain and confusion surrounding the tragedy. Remembering the pilot. Ara Zobayan, the pilot at the controls that day, was more than just a name in a news report. He was an experienced aviator with nearly 9,000 hours of flight time, including over 2,000 hours in the S-76B helicopter. Zobayan was known for his professionalism and was a trusted pilot for Kobe Bryant and his family. While the NTSB's investigation pointed to pilot error as the probable cause of the crash, it's crucial to remember that Zobayan was operating in extremely challenging conditions. The fog, low visibility, and pressure to complete the flight likely played significant roles in the events that unfolded. The tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the inherent risks associated with aviation, particularly when weather conditions deteriorate.